Welcome back to the channel. Doing a small trail today. This one's fairly close to Auckland City. Do some really easy walking, not too hard. Do a camp by the river and hopefully cook some really delicious food. Stay tuned as I attempt to do a steam pudding. See how that goes on a camp burner. Some pretty jumpy ducks out here. They obviously don't like to get particularly close to anyone. I did see a sign on the way in saying there's a hunting fishing area, so perhaps that's why they're a little skittish. I think as far as the trail goes, this is probably a fairly easy section. Seems like it's in fairly good standard. Right, that's the tent setup. Now to sort water. So tonight I'm going to try the beef chili con carne from Strength Meals Co. It's a fairly inexpensive meal that you can get from the supermarket. Heat that up and I've got salsa, corn chips, sour cream and cheese. So it's a beef chili con carne nachos. Should be quite nice. Not overly appetizing at this stage, kind of looks like refried beans actually. Might add a bit of water to that just to help it loosen up a bit. Always find these packet meals when you do them on a camp stove, but it pays to add a little bit of water to them. Doesn't look too bad at all. Good kidney beans in there. It's mostly, from the packet it says, it's beef, beans and lentils are the main proteins in it. Smells pretty good. Sour cream, salsa, cheese. Getting there. Put a little bit of the cheese in now, I think, to get it melting. Save some for the top. I think this is going to go down a treat. I'm quite hungry. What a spot. Who'd have thought there was a spot this beautiful so close to Auckland. That's getting good. Stringy cheese. I think that's ready. Let's get some corn chips in there. This is definitely campfire food, no gourmet meal. Right, salsa. Cheese for the top. And let's just finish it off with some sour cream. I'm sure that's going to taste a lot better than it looks. But I think it actually looks pretty good. Yep. Alright, bon appetit. That is very tasty. That is way better than I thought it was going to be. It's very, very nice. Chili con carne, Strength Meals Co. Corn chips, salsa, sour cream and cheese. Delicious. All for under $10. That sure beats any freeze-dried meal. Sneak peek as to what's for dessert tonight. Little steamed chocolate pudding. It's going to be quite interesting to see how that turns out on the camp stove. It says it takes 25 minutes, but we'll see. Other than the occasional plane flying over, this is a very quiet spot. Time to do the dishes. Because of the way this camp stove works, it's like super strong. Thought I might put some rocks in the bottom of this, just see how that goes to hold the steam pudding up off the bottom maybe. Right, see how that goes for a test anyway. Starting to come up to a boil now. Nope. Probably won't give it the full 25 minutes. Yeah, let's keep an eye on it. Might have put a bit too much water in it. Let me know if you've attempted this before. It's definitely a first for me. I wouldn't usually bother with a cooked meal like this unless it was a freeze-dried. I've tried the chocolate brownie freeze-dried. Didn't really like it that much. I found it a bit dry. There was plenty of water in it, so it was saucy enough. But the brownie itself just hadn't rehydrated properly. Maybe that was just the way I did it. I have heard people put more hot water than they suggest, and then you have to leave it quite a long time. I'd say probably have to leave it as long as it takes to cook this. The only downside to this is it does use gas, so that's a factor to consider. Possibly worth checking. It's been 10 minutes. It's pretty hot. Cooked to me, but I'll give it a couple more minutes. I think we'll do 15 minutes. I think. Oh, that's been 15 minutes. I think what I'll do is I'll take it off. Well, it feels cooked. I guess the only way to find out is to open it up, turn it out. Oh, nice saucy steam pudding. That is cooked. That is really good. Perfect. So there you go. Aunt Betty's self-saucing pudding, done on a camp stove. 15 minutes is all you need. I'd say you could probably do it in 10. Very nice. Lovely and chocolatey and dense. Wow. Exactly what you're after at the end of the day. Cheers all. I didn't have high hopes for this, but boy, that's good. Been a great meal. It's always good to try new things, experiment a little bit. It doesn't have to cost much at all. Dinner, definitely under $10. Fantastic. Bit of a luxury, I guess, but that's not taking up much in your pack. It's not heavy really. The main meal that I cooked tonight, fairly lightweight too. Probably no more weight than a freeze-dried meal. And you certainly need to weigh up the weight of the packet versus a freeze-dried meal and the water that you need to add to it. So the chili con carne packet, 320 grams, I probably put, 50, maybe 100 mils of water into it. Freeze-dried meal, it's going to be a similar weight, and you've got to put, 375, 400 mils of liquid, and that's weight that you have to carry in if you're not lucky enough to be near a water source. So you've got to weigh that up with the convenience of the meal that I brought in tonight. Ready in minutes. Freeze dry, you've got to boil the water, rehydrate the food. You've got to wait 15, 20 minutes sometimes. I was probably eating within 15 minutes on that one. So yeah, freeze-dried meals aren't necessarily the way to go. I know everyone says or promotes the freeze-dried meal, but man, I've had a great meal tonight. Cheap, convenient, light. And above all, tasty. Right, dishes again. Should be fairly easy, this one. A nice pot of hot water. If you've made it this far into the video, I'd appreciate a like and subscribe. It goes a long way to boosting the channel. Time to head back to the tent. Well, I'm all tucked up in bed now. Little noisy outside, birds seem to be going off at the moment. I'm sure they'll stop at some stage. But yeah, it's time to hit the hay and try and get some sleep. And I'll see you all in the morning. Well, good morning. Not a bad night's sleep. A few bird noises in the night. Woke up to the screeching and squawking of the birds in the river. Now would be a good time for a coffee and some breakfast. Good reliable coffee bag. Sure, the water's pretty safe around here, but yeah, it pays to boil it for a little while. Oh, that's nice. Something like a hot coffee to start the day, especially when you're camping by a river in such a gorgeous place. Right, I think it's time to get some porridge on. Got some rolled oats, milk powder, and a few raisins scattered throughout. See how this goes. I've done porridge on a camp stove a couple of times before. Usually comes out pretty good. Probably not as thick as I'd normally take it. Just it's I do like it pretty gluggy usually. Take too long on a camp stove if you're gonna take it as far as I usually do. Let's see if I can turn this down a bit. With this pot especially, you have to keep an eye on it, you have to keep stirring it constantly. Tend to get that with the titanium pots, they transfer heat really quickly and usually in the center. So this is still bubbling, it's barely touching the flame, it's on as low pretty much as I can go. Getting there, thickening up. As I said, I do like it pretty thick. That's a good consistency now. I think it's just about done. Pretty good, could do with some salt. I forgot to put salt on it this time. Yeah, I do like a little bit of salt in my porridge. Can be a bit bland otherwise. The raisins do save it a little bit. Give it a little bit more of a depth of flavour. Thickened up nicely. I'm curious what's everyone else's go-to meal when they're camping for breakfast. Sometimes I'll just have a one square meal bar, coffee, and then pack up and go. But yeah, it is good to, when you're in a spot like this with such great scenery, it's good to spend as much time as you can just relaxing. I mean, that's what it's all about, getting out and enjoying nature. I was expecting more wildlife. You know, this is a lovely big bush. Yeah, there's a few birds, but not as many as you'd expect. I'm pretty sure I heard possums last night. Nothing too close to the tent. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could hear them in the trees. A few more pork. I think there was some ducks on the river. There's not a lot around, and in a place like this you would expect an incredible dawn chorus. It's a bit sad really. Time to wash the dishes. Wow, what a fantastic trip. Really enjoyed that. Great camping spot. Incredible food. Have to come back here again soon. If you'd like to see more adventures like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.